Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Well, you could try it.
Why
If it
is
didn't,
that good?
if it wasn't right.
Undo.
Or you go, I think this would look better, so you don't have to start all over, and you change it. And it helps you, because what if I don't remember that command? Okay. I'll undo it. I think it was Control Enter, but I'm not sure.
That's your last.
I think it was F5, but I'm not sure.
In the,
Well, you could try it.
why
If it
is
didn't,
that good?
if it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu. You can
Or
set
you go,
how
I
many
think this would look
undos
better,
you're
so you don't have to
undoing.
start all over, and you change it. Because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command? Okay. I'll undo it. I think it was Control Enter, but I'm not sure.
That's your last.
I think it was F5, but I'm not sure.
In
Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
Or you go, I think this would look better, so you don't have to start all over, and you change it. Because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure.
That's your last.
I think it was F5, but I'm not sure.
Okay,
so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
Or you go, I think this would look better, so you don't have to start all over, and you change it. Because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure.
That's your last.
I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
Or you go, I think this would look better, so you don't have to start all over, and you change it. Because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure.
That's your last.
I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
So you don't have to start all over, and you change it. Because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
So you don't have to start all over, and you change it. Because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
So you don't have to start all over, because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
So you don't have to start all over, because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
So you don't have to start all over, because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure. Okay, so try it. Here's it. If it wasn't right.
Edit preferences menu.
So you don't have to start all over, because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure.
So what shows in your
If it wasn't right.
edit preferences menu.
So we don't have to start all over, because it saves, each one is saved. Because what if I don't remember that command?
Say you.
I'll undo it. Made it bigger. It was Control Enter, but I'm not sure. I think it was F5, but I'm not sure.
So what shows in your
If it wasn't right.
edit preferences menu.
So we don't have to start all over, Selects all objects. Selects all objects. Selects all quickly make a slideshow together, and then you're gonna. Selects all quickly make a slideshow together, and then you're gonna. And we showed you in the last class that we can do And we showed you in the last class that we can do And we showed you in the last class that we can And we showed you in the last class that we can And we showed you in the last class that we And we showed you in the last class that And we showed you in the last class And we showed you in the last class.
So, are we recording now? Yes, we are. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording right now and start another. See you guys. Bye.
Start streaming. Okay. All right. Now, if you need to get the files that we're going to be using. So let's go to the web design folder. Double click on the web design folder, and then double click on our class, which is CIS 125. And then we have a folder called images. We need to copy images and paste on your disk or your desktop. It's usually better to work on the desktop, and then when you're done at the very end of the day, copy it onto your disk or your Dropbox. We need to copy images because our computers have lots of memory in them. And you don't want to run out of any memory on the desktop. And then when you're done at the very end of the day, copy it onto your disk or your Dropbox. We need to copy images because our computers have lots of memory on your desktop. And you don't want to run out of any memory on the desktop. And then when you're done at the very end of the day, copy it onto your disk. So these are just some images I brought in. I did my homework. Because our computers have lots of memory on your desktop. And you don't want to run out of any memory on the desktop. And then when we have a very end of the day, start copy it onto your disk. So these are just some images I brought in. I did my homework. So let's start. Everybody remember to start typing. You don't want to run out of it. We're going to start and then when we have a very end of the day, start copy it on your. So these are just some images I brought in. I did my homework. So let's start. Everybody remember to start typing. You don't want to run out of it. We're going to start and then when we have a very end of the day, we are using the Adobe Flash. So these are just some images I brought in the last class. So let's start. We made lesson 1 slideshow. Start and you don't want to run out of it. We're going to start and then we have a very end of the day. We are using the Adobe Flash. So these are just some images I brought in the last class. So let's start. We made lesson 1 slideshow. My playset and you don't want to run out of it. We're going to start and then we have a very end of the day. We are using the Adobe Flash. So these are just some images and then not the last class. So let's start. We made lesson 1 slideshow. My playset and you don't want to run out of it. We're going to start you are famous. You are loved. So these are just some images and then not the last class. So let's start. We made lesson 1 slideshow. My playset and you don't want to run out of it. We're going to start you are famous. You are loved. So these are just some images and then not the last class. So let's start. We made lesson 1 slideshow. My playset and you don't want to run out of it. We're going to start you are famous. Choose inches or millimeters, but everybody on the web does pixels. And the choose inches or millimeters, but everybody on the web does pixels. On the first test. And the choose inches or millimeters, but file everybody on the web does on the first test. And the inches or millimeters, everybody on the web does on the first inches or millimeters, library on the web context. Inches, library on the Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to say file and save. We're going to name it capsize. How come we're going to name it capsize? Because your teacher said so. Because this is going to be a slideshow of my son's band, and that's the name of their band. That's why, okay? So, capsize. So we're going to save our file, and we're going to call it capsize. Notice that once you've saved it, it has a name. Does anybody need help? If you need help, raise your hand, and Ben and Vince will come and help you. So we've got it capsized. We're going to click in layer 1. So go down here and just click in layer 1. What's in layer 1, frame 1? It's a blank keyframe. The first one's free. They put the first one in there for you because they know, of course, you're going to fill it up. So on layer 1, frame 1, well, let's say file and import to library. We're going to go get all the pictures that we're going to be using. So we'll put them in the library. File and import to library. Well, where are we going to get these pictures? We're going to go to desktop, images. So file, import to library. File, import to library. Anybody need help? Raise your hand.
All of the pictures?
Then we're going to go to images, and we can do one of them, or we can select them all. Anybody know how to select them all? If you click on the first one and shift click on the last one, it selects them all. So you can import just one, or we'll import all 10 of them. So take a look. What went onto the stage? Nothing. What went in the library? 10 items. And what were they? They were JPEGs. Now, if you want to see what they look like in the library, you can click on each one, and it tells you, or it shows you what it looks like. It tells you the name and shows you what it looks like. Okay? If it was a little video, we could just play our video there. Yes, it is.
Is your son in it?
Yes, that's my son's band. Do I like the music? No. Do I wear earplugs? Yes. But I like the band. I'll play you some. We'll put some of their music in at the end. Okay. We'll put MP4 in today.
What genre is it?
Huh?
What genre?
Hardcore punk.
Okay.
You may not like it.
I love it.
Okay, good. All right, so take a look here at our file. You'll see that capsize has a little star by it. That asterisk lets you know that you've made a change to the file, but you haven't saved it. So that's kind of cool. You'll want to save all the time. So let's say file and save. So now we have a file with a name and with 10 photos. Now, our layer, first thing we want to do is we want to change the properties. Let's change the color of the stage. So let's click on the stage and click on properties. You'll see that we have a white stage. Well, just so we can learn how, let's change it. Let's go and make it red. Ooh. Okay. Hey, you want to do me a favor? Want to go on just Google Images and get the capsize logo? Okay. All right, and then we'll show everybody. Okay, so here we go. We have a stage. Now we're clicking in frame 1, layer 1, and we don't want anything to happen for a while. I'm going to make a background image. So let's get your rectangle tool. And I'm going to draw a rectangle and make it white. Draw a rectangle and make it white. So we have a red stage color, and then we drew a white rectangle. I got the rectangle tool, I chose white, and then I just drew a box. And I want this just to stay there for the whole movie. So my whole movie is going to be 2 seconds long, so I'm going to put my playhead in frame 48.
Frame head 48.
I'm going to click in frame 48, and I can right click and say insert frame. And notice you could do keyframe or blank keyframe. But insert frame means it's going to stay there for 48 frames with nothing else going on. No changes. So layer 1, you'll see that it starts in frame 1. We've got that white rectangle, and it stays with no changes to frame 48.
Wait, what did you do?
We clicked in frame 48, and we say insert frame.
Frame.
Insert frame. That means keep it on the stage with no changes. It gives you extra time, right? It keeps it on the stage, but there's no changes. So we're going to double click on the name of the layer, And let's call this background. We'll call the name of the layer background. Okay. Now, if we want to test the movie, it's going to be pretty dull, but you can scrub your playhead to frame 1. Click your playhead in frame 1 and drag it all the way across to frame 50. So notice your movie only goes to frame 48 and nothing happens, right? That's what frame means. No changes. So we have our background layer is going to stay there the whole time. Now we're going to add a new layer. We want the picture of the band we want it to be blank for just a couple of frames, and we want the picture, first picture of the band to come on. So let's make a new layer. Remember, everything, each object on its own layer. So you can say Insert Layer, or you can click that new button. And you should always name your layers. It doesn't matter too much when you only got 5 of them, but when you have 535 layers, it's really important to name them. Okay, so we create a new layer, and let's call this Photo 1. So double click on the words, and we will name it Photo 1. And in Photo 1, we want to make a change in frame 2. So let's put your playhead in frame 2. Or actually, let's put your playhead in frame 3. Okay? How do you know you're in 3? It shows you here, and it shows you here. So put your playhead in Photo 1 layer, frame 3. And we're going to make a change. The change is we're going to go get Photo 1. So what do we do if we're going to make a change? Insert blank keyframe. So you can right click and say Insert blank keyframe. Right click and Insert blank keyframe. And that tells the computer, okay, we're going to get started. Notice it puts in a little circle that's empty. That means it's willing to accept a change. Flash knows you're going to put something in there that changes the screen. So click in Photo 1 layer, frame 3. Put your playhead in frame 3. And now we're going to go to the library. And you can say Insert, or you can just drag it from the library to the page.
To where?
To the stage. Drag Photo 1 from the library to the stage. Now I'm going to show the frame. I'm going to show all. Or I'm going to make it 50% size. So remember that. That doesn't change the size of anything, it just changes the view. And I'm going to get my pointer tool, click on the picture, and now I'm going to click on Properties. Now, how big is this picture? Did you guys click on Properties? Click on the picture. It tells me the properties of this picture. How big is this picture? Yeah, it's too big. What size was our stage? Does anybody remember? It was, what was it, 550 by what? 400? I forgot. Our stage is 550 by 400, so we want to make our picture a little smaller so we can see the frame. So we'll make our picture 350 by 540. Let's try that. See how that looks.
By 540?
Well, let's see.
350 by what?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to measure it right now, and I'll let you know. I should have done this at home this morning. I forgot to think of the size. Okay, our picture should be 500 by 385. So our picture should be 500 by 385. Yeah, it shows a little bit too much of that white stage, but the picture is going to be I'm going to make it 540 by 385. And raise your hand if I'm going too fast for you. Does anybody need some help? Cool. So 540 by 385. And now let's say file and save. Take a look at your keyframe. Notice the keyframe is no longer blank, it's filled in. So it's not a blank keyframe anymore, it's a filled in one. And notice that automatically it's staying there to the end of the movie. So if we want to say control test movie, we'll see that nothing happens for 2 seconds and then on comes the picture. Okay? So that's pretty exciting. Now let's make another layer. So notice you make a new layer for each photo. So we'll make a new layer. We're going to call the layer photo 2. And we want photo 2 to come in like at frame 10. We want to give people some time to look at it. Or actually, how about frame 15? Let's have frame, let's click in frame 15. Move your playhead to frame 15. We're on the photo layer, frame 15. This is red thing is called your playhead. And we're going to right click and insert what? Insert blank keyframe. Because we want to make a change. So notice it does put in a keyframe for you. Let's click in that blank keyframe. Does anybody need help? I think in the very back corner and in row 4 in the back. I think somebody needs some help. So let's go, click in photo 2 layer, frame 15, and we'll go to the library and let's drag in photo 2. We'll just put photo 2 on the pasteboard. Photo 2 is really big, huh? So let's click on photo 2 and look at its properties. Click on photo 2 and click on properties. This one's really big, so let's, you know, if you wanted to keep its same proportion, that's what this little link button is right here. If you click on that, it will lock the height and rate. It won't stretch or squish. It will lock the ratios together so it doesn't look fixed. So let's lock it together, and I'm going to make it small. I think I'm going to make it like 300. And notice it makes it 300 by 300 automatically. So let's put photo 2 in there. Photo 2, we clicked on it and we made it, we locked it so it doesn't stretch or squish. And then you only have to type in one 300 because it will lock it. It will make the other one for you. Okay, now I want this one to be twisted a little bit, so I'm going to click near the right hand corner. Notice when I click near the right hand corner, I get a little round arrow. That lets me rotate. So I'm going to rotate that just a tad.
outside the screen. You're so smart.
I didn't pay CD to ask that incredibly intelligent question, but I was just going to ask you the same thing. We have twisted this. Is that piece going to show in the movie? No. It will cut off right here. It only shows what's on the stage. So will everything save? Yes. What shows? Only the stuff on the stage. Okay. So now let's say file and save. And now play your movie. Your control, enter to test your movie.
Go to the corner.
Okay, how did you do what? How did you twist it? If you put your cursor right near the corner, you'll see that you get a little rounded arrow that lets you move it around. Okay, so we're getting there. Let's lock the background layer. Remember, you click on the little dot under the lock. Lock the background layer, lock photo 1, lock photo 2. And the reason we lock those is so that we don't make a mistake. We're done with those, we're going to go on. How do I make a new layer?
Bottom left.
New layer button. Let's make a new layer. Layer 4. I'm going to call layer 4, I'm going to name it photo 3. I'm going to rename it photo 3. I bet you anticipated that. You see the little pencil there? That means that's the one we're editing. That means it's the active layer. Okay, now in frame 25, or actually I'm going to say, yeah, I'll say frame 25. Actually, frame 30. I'll go to frame 30. Frame 30, I want to put a new photo in. What do I have to do? Very good. Right click in frame 30 and we're going to say insert blank keyframe. That tells the computer we're going to make a change. So insert blank keyframe. So notice now that we have a blank keyframe there, and so we can put something in there. Click in frame 30, and we'll go to the library, and let's go get photo 3 and bring it onto the pasteboard. So just drag it onto the pasteboard. It's really big, huh? Photo 3 is really big. How do we make it smaller? Click on Properties. We're going to click, we'll make sure that it's locked. And let's make it small. Make this to 200. So we'll have a smaller one. Actually, 250 probably looks better. Let's make it 250. Oh, I don't know why. I'm just making them all different sizes. So for this one, we'll make it 250. We'll make it 250. And I'm going to bring it from the pasteboard onto the screen. And then I'm going to twist it a little. Photo 3, that one's my son. You probably aren't interested, but that's why I like the band. Okay, so photo 3. Everybody got photo 3 in there? All right, now let's save it. File and save. And play your movie. You can hit Control Enter and play your movie. And watch 1, 2. How you make it smaller is you click on it and then you go to the Properties panel. You can set weight, width and height there. Okay, so everybody has your 3 photos in there? Now, if I was going to put another layer in, what would I do? Add a new layer. You just click on the new layer button. Anytime you want to put something new in, make a new layer. So let's make a new layer, and this time we'll call it text. Well, that's okay. Well, that was your homework, so you're okay. Put in a new layer on top of that and call it text. That's okay. You're anticipating your homework. You're smart. Okay, so we make a text layer. I'm going to lock photo layer 3. So everything's locked except for text layer, which is active. And then I'm going to go to frame 40. Frame 40, I want to make a change. What do I do? Right, so I'll go to frame 40 and I'll say insert blank keyframe. How do you know you're in frame 40? Well, it says right here, and it also says right here. How much time has elapsed in our movie if we're in frame 40?
1.6 seconds.
Yeah, 1.6 seconds. That tells you the elapsed time.
Oh, okay, the bottom.
Uh-huh. All right, so in frame 40, this time we're not going to bring in a picture. What we're going to do is type some text. So go get your text tool. Make sure you're in the top layer, text layer, frame 40. Get your text tool. And it says, what kind of text? Well, we want static text. What font? Let's go see what looks a little bit cooler than Times New Roman. Which one looks better? Japanese? It will come out Japanese. Let's find a good font. What's a good font? Notice it's neat because it shows you what they look like. You know, they like the one that looks like stencil. Let's see if stencil's in here. Yeah, they do. They like. So go to the one called stencil. That's the one they like.
Stencil standard or just stencil?
Stencil. So we'll make it stencil. We should make it white. I think 12 points is small. Let's make it 50 points. Autokern is how far away and how close together the letters are. But we'll learn all that later. So let's go and click, and we're going to type in capsize. Because that's the name of the band.
In all caps?
Yeah, I think stencil makes it all caps. And actually 50 is small, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. 75 looks a little better. Well, you could do whatever you want. Just because I like the guy's elbow. Actually, that's my son, and he just spent all this money to get this tattoo on his elbow.
Must be proud.
Only some people, yeah, some people think it's cool. So we've typed in the word capsize. And now notice capsize comes in. So notice what happens here. Background's there the whole time. Nothing changes. Frame 1, a photo comes in and stays there. Frame 2, a photo comes in and stays there. Layer photo 3, a photo comes in and stays there. Then the next layer, the words come in and stays there. Okay? So that's what we've done. That's what your timeline looks like. And let's say file and save. And let's check it out. Hit Control Test or Control Enter and see what it looks like. Control Enter will show your movie.
The other one is.
Okay, so did that work for you? Did everybody get a slideshow? So you'll be doing that on your own with your own photos after our break. Questions?
And this one we're turning it into.
No, you don't have to. Hang on just a second. One thing that would make this better is these words. They're kind of good. I mean, they're white against a dark background so you can kind of see them. But they will look better if we add a filter. Let's put a little drop shadow on the back of the words. So click on capsize, click on the words, get your text tool, and we'll select the word capsize. And we're going to add a filter. Do you see down there? These are the properties. So click on the words, select the words, and then we're going to add a filter. I'm showing you this because these are kind of hidden. If you were playing around with properties, you'd see color and you'd see size. But the filter ones, they may be hidden. So we want you to see it. Click the plus sign. And we're going to add a filter. In this case, let's make a drop shadow. Properties, add a filter, drop shadow. And notice it's good. This is the value of the drop shadow. These are all the properties of the drop shadow. But it's going to put a black one in there behind the white words. It just makes it a little easier to read. So see, okay, looks good. So do you see now that behind the words there's a little shadow? I'm going to make everything else invisible. So can you see behind the words? There's a shadow? Okay, so that just makes it a little bit easier to read. All right, now play your movie. Control, test movie. And you got a little slideshow. All right. Thank you very much. That was a quick review of Lesson 1. And we want you to take a 10-minute break. And when you come back in, we want you to make your own slideshow. Where's the instructions for that? Did you guys hand those out already? Did you guys hand out assignment 1 already? This? Did you? Hang on.
Are you going to play there?
Okay, where's the handouts? Do you guys have assignment 1?
It's from the first day.
Do you already have it from the first day? Come back, take a 10-minute break, come back at 2 o'clock and do this. Raise your hand while you're doing it if you need some help.
It doesn't start recording automatically. You have to start recording, right? But when you stop streaming,